Only 14, 15 students are there. So yesterday we were discussing about 14 principles. And if it is asked, as a long answer questions, then you need to describe. Just don't write only, 14 points, but you need to describe also if it is for the 10 marks, right? So we were here. My screen is visible, right, Neeraj? Harshil, can you see the screen? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Uh, so this is the hierarchy or the organization, and this is called as the line organization. So you have at the bottom, you have first line managers, then you have middle managers, then top managers, and this is at the extreme apex. It's a manager. Okay. Now, why it is like triangular shape? It means the first line managers or those who are below first line managers, maybe supervisors or group leader. There is a some concept called as the group leader or concept called the setter. Setter. They are usually promoted from the operators or from the workers. So the meaning of this triangle is that you have to understand this is the typical Viva question. What this triangle indicates that they have large amount of work. They have to do. Those who are at the base of this triangle, those who are at the base of this triangle, they have large amount of work to do, and they have little responsibility. Whereas those who are at the top, that is at the apex or at the vertex, they have little amount of work. I mean, work means physical work, but they have lot of responsibility. Like suppose if you talk about the CEO or the president, they are responsible for the future.
Sir,
They are,
can you accept students want to join?
अरे वही प्रॉब्लम होता है, बीच में आते हैं. I waited for almost 7-8 minutes. आ गए ना सब? Okay. So those who are at the bottom, they have little work to do, but they have more work to do, but they have little responsibility. Like CEO or president, he has a vision for 5 years. Okay, he is responsible for all the families, for the survival of the company as well as for the survival of the peoples, and not only peoples, not only the worker who is working for him, but also the allied people, that is the families, uska wife, uske children's. He is the topmost person is responsible. So the CEO will have a vision for 5 years. After 5 years, what my company is going to do. The general manager or the chairman, he will have a vision for 3 years. The manager will have a vision for 1 year. That is what turnover, what will be my turnover in a year. What I am going to make. Then you have top manager, middle managers who will have plans. Vision means plans for 6 months or 3 months, and then first line manager, he will be having a plan of 1 week only. That is what he is going to do in this 1 week. So accordingly, he will plan. And those who are at the extreme bottom, like say worker or group leaders or supervisor, they are only responsible for the daily activities. Daily का इतना है. They are not responsible कल क्या करना है, कल क्या करना है वो. That is first line managers. Then next month में or after second quarter में what is to be done, that is middle manager, middle managers. Next year what is to be done, that is the responsibility of the top managers. Okay, like that it is. Because whenever you are launching a product, Scorpio bolo या mobile bolo, every product they has a life, and that is what is called as the product life cycle management, PLCM. You have to make your product you have to improve your design, product design, and that is what happened with the Maruti, and that is what happened with your Premier also. Premier, they were the king, they had the monopoly, and they were enjoying the models, that is premium Padmini and premium Premier Ambassador. Ambassador plant was at Dombivli, and Padmini was at Kurla, and since they had, they were enjoying the monopoly, there was no competitors. They never thought about improving their product or changing their product model. And moment Maruti launched, and they started making models, changing models every year. So these peoples were shattered, and they were woke up, and they start developing the model Uno and model Peugeot. Uno was taken up at Kurla plant, and Peugeot was developed at Dombivli plant. But the development time itself was nearly 1.5 year to 2 years. Okay, so what they had the concept designed 1 year before, 1.5 year before, that was again obsolete. So finally, what is the tragedy? They had to shut both the plants. Okay, so why? Because because of vision. They because of vision, because of execution. So here it has to be very flexible. You have to be very flexible. So industrial engineering uh, helps you how to be flexible. What should be the time? What should be the correct method? So upper management like CEO, CFO, CAO, CTO, vice president, president, that will come in the upper management. Then lower level management, these are their responsibilities. That is, and who comes under this category? Team leaders, group leaders, assistant manager, शिप मैनेजर, शिप सुपरवाइजर्स, दे कम अंडर लोअर लेवल मैनेजमेंट. रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कम, लेकिन काम बहुत ज्यादा, मर मर के काम करने का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं. ऊपर वाला है वो, ही इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबल, बट काम कम है. बट एनीथिंग गोज रॉन्ग, he is the person who will be caught by the press people or by the legal people. So, how do you define an organization? Organization, it refers to social groups uh, which is designed to achieve certain goals, or it involves creating a structure of relationship among people working for the desired results. And like you have a goal, you have a target, and there is a team. There is a team of peoples, right? So that is what is called as the organization. So even the पान जो पान बनाता है, that is मसाला पान बनो, या हम लोग पान पट्टी बोलते हैं. He has a goal, he has a target, but we cannot call uh, that as an organization, because it is single-handed. Only one person is handling. But same pan masala company, if there are say 5-10 people, working in that pan patti shop, okay, then that can be called as a organization. So organization need not be a manufacturing company. Understand? No, it need not be automobile manufacturing, or furniture manufacturing, or RCF. Organization can be small also. Like आपका भाजी का दुकान है, स्मॉल आपका सुपरमार्केट बोलो, malls बोलो, these are also organization, fine. So it's organization nothing but it's an institution. So and which has been organized properly. Institution which has been organized properly. This is a pic of Infosys from their Pune plant. Okay, so the functions are of the organization are: you have to plan, organize, then you have to manage your staff, you have to direct them properly, and at the same time you have to control also. That controlling is also important. As I said, controlling, identification, controlling, monitoring, and identification. These are very important. Controlling, they are very important always. So there are various definitions defined by various scientists like Davis, Bernard, Allen, Rayleigh. If you want to study, you can study, but not important from your examination point of view. The Bernard ka definition is taken popularly. That is, it's a system of cooperative activities of two or more persons. So you have to have minimum 2%. So that's why I told you, Panpatti which is being managed by only one person. That cannot be called as a organization. But the istri wala ka dukan, where there are two peoples or more than two people, that can be called as a organization, and work can be divided among sorry, between two peoples. Work can be divided कि तुम कपड़ा जाने का, लेके आने का, sorting करने का, इस्त्री और कपड़ा बरोबर fold करके again you have to deliver, and I will be doing only ironing or pressing work. So work can be divided, right, among the or between the persons. So that's why we say that two or more persons. So what is an organizing process? It's nothing but you have to first determine, you have a plan, you have a vision, then group, and then structuring the activities. Then of course in order to implement this, you should have some set of rules, because without set of rules you cannot perform. Understand, no? Like the lecture timing, say 9 to 10, then 10 minutes break, then 10 to 11:10, then again 10 minutes break. So we have certain rules, so that uh, helps for effective performance. Earlier it was 9 to 10, 10 to 11, and then break. So 9 to 10, how it is possible for the students to stop exactly at 10 o'clock and join another class at 10 itself? That is not possible. So that is what is called as the ineffective performance. Same is for the reporting of the staff. बराबर है? Suppose if the staff reporting is at 9 o'clock, that means he can punch the card at 9 o'clock, and his class timing is also 9 o'clock. So how it is possible? You are telling him that you come at 9 o'clock, you punch your card at 9 o'clock. That is allowed. At the same time, he has to start the class at 9 o'clock, isn't it? It will take some time, from punching the card. He'll go to his cabin, he'll settle down. At least 5 minutes to it will take. So at least theoretically we should be perfect, no? Practically sure, but theoretically on the paper, at least we should show no. If the lecture is at 9 o'clock, the staff must report by 8:45 or maximum by 8:50, isn't it? So that he has 5 to 10 minutes, for moving to his cabin. And this is what is nothing but industrial engineering. This is what is nothing but your work measurement, or time measurement. Hello, hello, you're on. What happened now? Now this UG classes have started, no? So that timing is clashing. Now I am having this lecture, B class. So can we have class after this? Three, then 4 o'clock, then tomorrow. Uh, so what time is the lecture? You have now 3 to 4, yeah? 3 to 4. Maybe we can keep from 4 to 4:30 if possible. Then, 4, so you join at 4 o'clock. Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, and as I told that whenever you are planning, or determining, uh, then you should have authorities. Without authorities, it is very difficult to get the work done. Very, very difficult. Right? Then you have to lay down the procedures, detailing down. Exactly, that we called as a eternity. Or yesterday we learned that it is divided into small elements, so that is called as the therblics. It is called as the therblics. So we have to determine detailed procedures and systems, and that includes your coordination, who will coordinate, then communication, then motivation, all those. So, what are the characteristics or features of organization? That is, you have to first have the objectives, that what I am going to do or what is my objective is, right? And that objective again, you need to define again and again, and you need to monitor also. Like whenever we learn certain subject, every subject, it has course objectives, and it has course outcomes also. So course objective means what is my plan, what I'm going to do, and course outcome means the output at output of the course. At the end of the course, what I am going to achieve, what I am going to gain, course outcome. Object so objectives can be more, so outcome will be subset of objectives. We can have 10 objectives, uh, but the outcome will be always less than the objectives generally. Outcomes will be CO will be always course outcomes will be always less than the object. But you can start with more number of objectives. So it doesn't matter that you have planned for say 10 objectives you have, but out of which at least you have um, achieved 5. So that is what is your outcome. So it's better to target few uh, outcomes, instead of targeting many. Hmm. Then you have to identify, and enumerate the activities. So once the objective is selected, then what the management identify the complete task, and again it is broken up into small component or small elements. Then you have to allocate uh, the task to the proper person. So you must know, okay, Neeraj can do this, Neeraj can do the public relations, who can go out, who can handle the treasury, who can do the editing, who can compile. So, uh, uh, so uh, accordingly, the duties are or the responsibilities are assigned to the staff or to the employee. Then, as I have been telling again and again, that you have to define and grant the authority, because without authority, the persons cannot function. Like, suppose if I am giving some allocating some work to somebody, then at the same time, I must give him the uh, uh, this thing also, authority also. Yes, like suppose if there is a problem for committing, uh, then if there are no bus, then you are authorized to travel by rickshaw, or you are authorized to travel by taxi. You cannot say नहीं 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 नहीं, वो रिक्शा का और टैक्सी का ओला का 300-400 रुपये होगा, और बस से तो 20 रुपए में जा सकता है. So you cannot go. Okay. So you are not authorized. Only managers are authorized to travel by rickshaw, and GMs are authorized to travel by Ola. Then what this fellow will do? Supervisor, I am not authorized, so why should I go? There are no buses. चलो, मैं वापस आता हूँ, or I will not go. ऐसे. So authorities are very much important. ठीक है? And that relationship again, that is most important. So importance, need, or advantages or significance of organization. A well organized institution or organization, what it can do. So it will help to have a good administration and management if it is well organized. Okay, your administration becomes easy, your management becomes simple. You can control the people because there are set of rules. Set of rule में लिखा है, so accordingly रूल में क्या लिखा है that if you want to go on a leave, okay, then you have to apply one day before. Okay. Like many times some students also tell us, sir, we have some competitions, okay, so we cannot attend the unit test one. Okay. So why they are telling? Because they know this is the rules. Like if you are not able to attend, then why? What is the reason? So uh, you have to tell your HODs or your subject teacher, okay, so that they can arrange for retest, or they can schedule the test on some other day. Okay. Then a good organization or a sort set of rules or good administration, it helps in enterprise growth. See, growth is important. And you being engineers, you have to always see, you have to come out of the routine work, and you have to always look for the developmental work or the growth work. This is what is important. Hmm. Then optimum use of human resources. This is what is very important. That is what is called the line balancing, and this is very important techniques in industrial engineering. That is, your work allocation should be balanced. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक को काम ज्यादा और एक को कम कम. Like suppose if you have a line, okay, assembly line on which let's say 50 people are working. Okay, so you have to see that more or less the work is balanced. ऐसा नहीं कि एक को एक बेचारा खाली every day and every month he is doing just tire loading and fixing work. So you have to rotate. At the same time, you have to see that worker who is working at workstation number 10, okay, he is busy suppose for 1 minute. Huh? You have to see that everybody is busy for 1 minute or whatever cycle time is 5 minutes का. ऐसा नहीं होना मांगता है कि the worker at one particular workstation he is busy for 5 minutes and other worker at workstation number two he has work content of 2 minutes only. So that is not correct. Line is not balanced because one fellow is working for 5 minutes and another fellow is working for 2 minutes. That means 3 minutes in a cycle time of 5 minutes. The person who is working at workstation number two is idle. Understand? Cycle time is 5 minutes. So 5 minutes is the cycle time. That means per hour, 12 products will come out, will roll out. 12 products. But the poor person, that is who is work whose whose work content is 5 minutes, he is busy throughout. Whereas the person whose work content is 2 minutes, he is busy for 2 into 12 numbers, 24 minutes in an hour. So 36 minutes he is enjoying. So as a manager, as an engineer, you have to see, you have to give some other task to worker number two. That yes, you finish your task in 2 minutes, and now you go and help that person who is taking 5 minutes, so that his time can be reduced from 5 minutes to 4 minutes or 3.5 minutes. And this is what is called as the line balancing. So line balancing means what? You are using your human resources optimally. That is what is your optimum use of human resources, right? That helps in stimulating the creativity. Creative. Okay, so industrial engineering or good organization, organized way is a tool of achieving objectives. There are many techniques like 5SA, QFDA. Many of you may be aware. 5S, QFD, quality function deployment, Kaizen, then FMEA, failure mode effect analysis, Ishikawa diagram, Fishbone diagram, 7KC tools. All these are the tools which are used in industrial engineering to achieve the objectives. Again, uh, corruption. Usually, if the company is not properly organized, okay, or not disciplined, then there are chances of corruptions. Okay, if there are no disciplinary actions taken against this, then corruption can occur. Right. So, a good organization doesn't allow corruption. Okay, then it encourages coordination, it encourages the teamwork. If there is any duplication of work or if there is any overlapping of the work, overlapping of the work, or if there is any duplication of the work, then that also can be avoided if you have proper systems and if it is uh, systematically organized. Okay, so these are the principles of organization. Like you have to have objectives, then you have to combine your line and staff function. You have to allocate the work to the labor as per their specialization. Okay, you have to exploit. I say you have to exploit. See, I'm sorry, you don't have to exploit the people, but you have to use them optimally. अरे तुमको कुछ आता नहीं है, मैं तुमको क्या काम दे दूं, ऐसा नहीं बोलने का. अंडरस्टैंड नो? आई कैन नॉट गिव एनी वर्क, तुम बैठो. हाँ, उसको कुछ नहीं होगा, बट इट्स अ लॉस टू द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. So as an engineer, to see that, see, everybody is capable of doing something. Understand? No, everybody is capable. So you have to see that you have to see that how you can exploit or how you can optimally use the person as per his skills. बराबर ने? A good engineer can get the work done even from a donkey, isn't it? Even the donkey also works. He carries the loads, isn't it? So a good engineer or manager, he knows how to get the work done even from a unskilled person. Hmm? So that is what you have to see. Hmm? So as per the skills, as per the specialization, you have to allot the work and you have to get the work done. Okay. Then depart departmentation means division, like say gear shop, grinding shop, honing shop, lapping shop, like that. Decentralization. See, decentralization means so earlier the authorities were centralized with only one person. I am the king. I am the boss. Okay. So if there are 10 divisions under me, everybody has to report to me. Okay. Nobody is authorized. All the authorities are with me. Like suppose if division number one, if they want to buy a machine of 50 lakhs, hmm, they cannot take the decision. They have to uh, ask me. So this is what is called the centralized. Or suppose division number five, if they want five engineers, they cannot take or they cannot recruit five engineers on their own. They have to come to me. They have to take my permission. This is what is called the centralized activity. And decentralization means what? Suppose there are 10 divisions, okay, and every division can take their own decisions. They are authorized. They can take their own decisions. They don't have to wait or they don't have to go to the, they don't have to come to me. That is what is called the decentralization. So every decentralization as well as centralization, they have their own merits and demerits, but still decentralization has proven to be more effective. Hmm. Then like that you have principles of organ, like you should have a balance. Then flexibility is most important. You should be flexible. Like tomorrow, suppose if it is asked to produce say 350 vehicles, then you should be flexible enough. Or day after tomorrow, suppose instead of diesel engines, now the plan has come that there is a requirement of CNG vehicles. Then you should be able to manufacture CNG, vehicles with CNG engines on the same line. That is what is called the flexibility, and it should be fast because model change is essential. You cannot have one line for diesel engine vehicle assembly, one line for CNC engine assembly, vehicle assembly. You cannot. On the same vehicle assembly line, you should be able to have CNG, petrol, diesel. Hmm. Sometimes there is a change in the span. Span means the distance between the wheels. So that tire mounting station hai, should be flexible enough to take that change. This is what is called, that has to be taken when you are designing a line, assembly line. Okay, so this is just whatever this is in the point form, and this is the explanation of each, and that is each and every point has been elaborated here. Okay, so what are the different elements of organization? Work specialization. Like some organizations, they are specialized in design, some are specialized in service, okay. Some are specialized in only inspection, like say IDMI, SINME, they are specialized in inspection. आप gear लेके जाओ, bush लेके जाओ, okay, give them the drawing, so they will inspect and they'll give it. So they have good staff, they have good machines, they have good instruments, right? Departmentalization means what? You have to group the activities, like say gear shop or lapping shop or grinding shop. Hmm. So it can be, as per the function. Like now, see, as per the function means like turning. So turning, matlab, you understand that only turning activity will be carried out. Milling. So that is by function. Okay. Then departmentation by product or by services. By product, matlab, you have a department which is manufacturing engine, another department manufacturing only axle, then third department which is manufacturing only brake drums. So like that, by product. or circuit breaker, or one department will manufacture 7 lever ka lock, another will manufacture 5 lever ka lock, one department will manufacture only tijori, shelf, tijori, na. So that is what is called as the departmentalization, that is dividing the departments, right? So typical organization structure is like this. You will have board of directors on the top, which will comprise your CEOs, presidents, then followed by managing director. mm, and managing director will have again either general manager, and they will control different departments like say production, marketing, finance, personal, etc., etc. I hope the people are there. Some students they have left. So you have different department like production, marketing, finance, personal. Then again, in marketing, you have different departments like market research, then advertising, that is related to the marketing, and sales. There's a difference between sales and marketing. There's a difference between sales and marketing. And can anybody tell me what is the difference between sales and marketing? Where is there and where is attending? Yes. Cyril, can you tell me if you are there? Yes, Rathod, are you there?
Sir, sales is selling the product, and
Uh-huh.
marketing is finding out the acceptance of the product in the market before the product is actually launched.
Yes, yes, perfect. Yeah, sales means you don't have any headache. Means there is a demand already. There is a demand. Like say toothpaste bolo या toothbrush bolo, rice, wheat. You know, there is always a demand for that. So you have to just sell it. Okay, and marketing means you have to create the demand, as you said. Na? Like even though it is not required, it is not necessary, mm, but you have to create the demand, and you have to show people that how useful it is, and so that they are tempted to buy. Good. So that is what the difference between sales and marketing. So marketing is really a skill job. Mm. Then again, in advertising, you have newspapers and magazines, radio and TVs. Now, so you have digital marketing. There are courses also on digital marketing. Mm. So there are positive aspects and negative aspects of the departmentalization. Then product departmentalization, like you are now uh, in many big organizations, the peoples are allocated certain products. Like say Mr. X, he will look after Bolero. Mr. Y, he will look after Scorpio. Hmm. Okay, so like that, products has been given. So that is what is called the product departmentalization. Right? Like one division, like here you have tractor and jeep, okay, in Mahindra. So tractor is a separate division. It is headed by a set of people. Jeep is again a different product. So like that, it is product A and product B. Okay, and you have product A and product B. You have on top of them you have managing director and board of directors here. Hmm. So again, same in product A, the same scene. You have production department, you have sales department, then service, accounting, everything. So this itself is a entity or organization. This is again another organization. Hmm. Then you can group by location or by territories. Okay, so it groups the jobs on the basis of territory or geography. Like for certain products, certain location. is preferred or certain territory is preferred, right? So that is what is meant by geographical departmentalization. Mm. So here it is like this, like you have a head office at say West Bengal, okay, then you have eastern zone, central zone, northern zone, southern zone, okay, and then again every zone, you know, they have different divisions, and again in every division they have separate branches. Like say if you talk about say western zone, okay, so then the western zone mein you have, you know, Maharashtra and like that, and again in Maharashtra you have branches, you know, different branches, say Mumbai, Pune, hmm, etc. Then you have process departmentalization, means like turning hai, then milling hai. Hmm. So these are called as the process departmentalization. This is now an example of your textile, hmm, textile department, textile mill, like spinning. Spinning means where the thread, like you have cotton. Hmm. Cotton, how do you get the cotton? You get it from the seeds. हाँ, सीड्स एंड दैट कॉटन का हम लोग क्या करते हैं, बेल्स बनाते हैं, वी मेक बेल्स ऑफ द आउट ऑफ द कॉटन, ओके, एंड देन दैट कॉटन इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू yarn or thread, that is called the thread. So that process is spinning. So with the help of a spinning process, that cotton is converted into yarn. Okay. Then it goes that yarn, it goes to the weaving department. Weaving department मतलब cloth, वहाँ पे जहाँ पे cloth बनेगा. हाँ. So there is something called the warp and something called the weft. See, cloth is nothing but two yarns coming together horizontally and vertically, horizontal and cross. तो हॉरिजॉन्टल इज कॉल्ड द वार्प एंड वर्टिकल इज कॉल्ड द वेव. दोनों हाँ एक दूसरे को मिलते हैं तो अपने को कपड़ा बनता है, एनी कपड़ा, वेदर इट इज बनियन बोलो, वेदर इट इज शर्ट बोलो, एनीथिंग, ट्राउजर, ओके. सो दैट इज इन वीविंग डिपार्टमेंट. देन यू हैव डाइंग डिपार्टमेंट. डाइंग डिपार्टमेंट मतलब कलर. Color, you have to color. You can use these yarns also are colored in dyeing, different yarns, so you get multicolor cloths. And then printing department, जहाँ पे आपका कपड़े के ऊपर प्रिंटिंग होता है. Okay, so this is process departmentalization in textile mill, in textile industry. Then customer. So there are some departments to handle foreign customers, some to domestic customers, the wholesale customers, the retail customers. Like in the bank, you have separate window. Window one, इसमें window one is only for deposit. Window two for withdrawal. Window three for check. Window four for passbook printing. Like that. So the chain of command. It is defined as a continuous line of authority, how the authority is flowing, you know, how the authority is flowing from top to the bottom. So there are three important concepts, that is authority, then responsibility, okay, and unity of the command, that is each person should report to only one manager. He cannot have multiple bosses because he doesn't know whom to listen, okay. So one person has to listen to one person only. तो अगर लाइन आप लाइन सुपरवाइजर है और आपके नीचे 10 आदमी है, तो यू हैव टू प्रूव दैट दैट 10 people विल लिसन टू यू ओनली. आप जो बोलेंगे वही करेंगे, वेदर इट इज राइट और रॉन्ग, ओके. दे हैव टू फॉलो, दे कैन नॉट टेक द ऑर्डर्स फ्रॉम अदर. You can take, you know, you can report, uh, you can ask, you can request to your higher authority, but the 10 people who are working under you, they have to listen to you. They cannot skip to you and go directly to the higher authority. Then you have a span of control. Uh, so span of control, it is nothing but number of levels and managers an organization has. Like uh, this is if you go to TCS, then you have consultant one, consultant two, consultant three, then उसके ऊपर assistant manager, like that. So span of control is many. If you go for small scale industry, then खाली worker, supervisor and direct manager or proprietor. So the span of control is less. Then formalization. Formalization means standardization. That is how much how much is the standardization in an organization. In centralized organization and decentralized, I told you. Okay, decentralized means what? It gives powers to individual, division. Uh, and centralized means you have to get approval, from center. Okay, like we have central government and state government. So certain authorities are given to the state government, like state doesn't has to ask to the central, they don't have to take the approval. Okay, like lockdown ka decisions or etc, they can take on their own in present scenario. Earlier it was centralized. So and central government means it will have control of central, that is state cannot interfere, they have to get the approval from the central government. Hmm. And these are the some do's and key points of the decentralization. That is, if it is decentralized, then top management can become overburdened. Uh, Motivation research favors decentralization. So then, what are the limitations of the centralization? Again, development of the low managers are hampered. It's a costly affair, and the most important is it delays the decision because it is going to the central government, isn't it, or central people, so it will always have more time. Hmm, okay, so these are some limitations of the decentralization, and that's why uh, many organizations prefer, de actually decentralized, because the uh, centralization or centralized activities actually delays, and decentralized doesn't delays, even though it has some limitations. Okay, even though it has some limitation, but still decentralization is better. Like you have limitations in both, but as compared to the limitations of centralization, the decentralization is always preferred. And that's why I'll give an example of Godrej. So Godrej, they are decentralized. Earlier, you know um uh, all, no plant was responsible for loss or profit. That loss and profit was shared, centralized centralized. But then they noticed that some plants are making loss and they are getting same salary, and some plants are making profit and they are also getting same salary. So that kills the motivation. Those who are making profit, they will say, अरे हम लोग इतना मेहनत करते हैं, और those who are going in loss, आराम से बैठ के उनको भी same salary. So that's why they centralize, decentralize each and every plant. Plant number 7, plant number 8, plant number 9. Every plant is responsible for their own loss and own profit. खुद बनाओ खुद खाओ, मतलब हाँ, आप प्रॉफिट करो एंड शेयर अमंग योरसेल्फ, लॉस करो, and that also you share among yourself. So that is what is your, so Godrej is a typical example of decentralized organization. ठीक है, we'll continue next time. If you have anything to ask, you please ask, and thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank you,
joining.
sir.
Yeah, welcome.